Hi, everybody, and welcome. I'm excited to welcome you to another one of our podcasts. As we've launched this podcast, the ICA Sports and Fitness Science Council, and the idea behind this whole podcast is to tell you who we are, the board, as this first couple of podcasts, and then later on we're going to bring in all kinds of guests. And our guest today is going to be really instrumental in that, I have a feeling. Not only relaunching us post-COVID, because COVID came and screwed everything up, including our council, but this gentleman we had to have on our council because he's our veteran. He's the guy that's done it all before. And not only that, but he's the guy that knows everybody. So we had him to get, we're going to get guests. We got to know the guy that knows everybody. So
I don't
without
know
further ado,
everybody.
without further ado, I want to introduce this week's guest and board member and previous leader of this group, Dr. Pete. Dr. Pete, tell us a little bit who you are and what you're up to.
I'm Dr. Pete Gratale from Teaneck, New Jersey, and I'm still practicing after 38 years and practice mainly the SOT technique taught to me by the major himself. And I think it's important start off with chiropractic because that's what this group is trying to reestablish, a legacy of chiropractic technique. And so learning from the major, he was 93 years old. I actually learned category 1 from the major himself, Major Bertrand Dijonay. I must mention his name.
Awesome.
And yeah, it's cool. And I
Yeah.
was also a muscle head. So I was going to the gym, doing squats and bench presses, and also doing cranial sacral techniques.
That's awesome.
And that's what chiropractic is. You know, we're into health, we're into fitness. You know, sometimes people have come up to me in life, and you're a doctor? Yeah. You're a chiropractor, right? Because you're in shape.
Yes, yes.
You know, they know it. They know
Yes,
it.
yes.
That's what the chiropractic profession has to become. You have to become a living example of what a chiropractor is. And there's a lot of things that go into that. And that's what our council has always upheld. Uh, you know, we're talking at least 27 years putting on the Arnold Schwarzenegger Symposium on Natural Fitness and Sports Health Science with some of the greatest guests. I was president for like 6 years, but before me, presidents like Jerry Mattia, who took a young guy like me. I was on a few TV shows. He said, come, he was the only one in chiropractic that said, come and join us. And people like Bill Pearl and Reg Park and Lee Haney and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Franco Colombo
Dr.
and
Colombo.
and
Yes.
before me, many people who had World Series and Super Bowl rings. So we have a legacy as sports chiropractors. We have a legacy already. And I'm getting old. I tried to keep the legacy going, you know,
Sure.
with the websites and the
Oh, yeah.
Facebook and all that stuff. But now we need to inspire the young people. We need to inspire them. And one of the things that inspires me about our council is it's a meeting of the minds. It's a meeting. Let me just read what I said. To restore the tradition of chiropractic healers in the sports and fitness arena, to restore the tradition so young people just say, yeah, I want to do that. Because it's hard to get the young people, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but and then I turned the page and I wrote wizards.
I like that. I like
Wizards.
that. I
If
like
you
that a
ever
lot.
watch Todd McDougal
Hmm.
adjust the strongest man in the world, you're watching a wizard because the strongest man in the world doesn't say, hey, apprentice, come over here and cast a spell on me. No, the world's strongest man who's about to lift the most gigantic weight of all time asks Todd McDougal to adjust him first.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, come on. So I say,
Oh,
wizards.
it's all about
Yeah, because I believe in
performance.
magic.
Yep.
By the
Oh,
way, I
yeah.
believe in magic. Even you might think I'm crazy, but I can never. I'm 38 years in practice, and I'm one of those chiropractors that can never retire. Because did Merlin retire?
Mm-hmm.
Did Gandalf retire? I don't think Todd McDougal is going to retire.
No.
Now, so the Wizards, what we could do as an organization is teach the legacy,
Mm-hmm.
teach the techniques.
Mm-hmm.
We're the
Absolutely.
masters. Let's have apprentices. An
Mm-hmm.
apprentice Let's have fellowship. Let's make, we're not going to change the world, but let's make like more of a new earth
Yeah.
feeling, vibe. And one of the actionable steps that I love is friggin' Kevin Jackson with his CCJ. I don't even know his cranial
Cranial cervical
cervical
junction, maybe. I don't
junction.
know. Yeah.
The Jackson protocol. The Jackson protocol. I'm gonna tell Kevin on the meeting tonight. It should be called the Jackson protocol. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna work on the major protocol,
There you
pelvic
go.
blocking.
There you go.
We're gonna have the Amanategi. That's all it's gonna be called. The
Yeah.
Amanategi.
Poor students have to
And
learn how to
so
spell
on and
that.
so such. But we're trying to restore the tradition of chiropractic adjusting in the sports and fitness realm. That could be the logo. So,
Absolutely.
so I'll end at that unless you have any
Yeah.
more questions for me.
No, we got to make sure the next generation understands even how to interact with these athletes, how to talk to athletes, and stuff like that. And you got so much experience with that to share with everybody. I know when I started taking care of athletes 20 years ago, I just walked in and said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do what I do in my office. But talking to athletes is a whole different breed of people. Their body is their entire investment. That's everything they own is in their body. If their body breaks down, that's it. They don't have anything else to fall back on, and that's why they
Right.
need us.
And you bring a very a good counterpoint that you have levels. You know, you have I've worked with high school athletes, I've worked with coaches, I've worked with colleges, I've worked with sports teams, I've worked with professional bodybuilders, I've worked on TV shows with about fitness. There are different niches. Like you being the hockey guy, you're the hockey guy. I wouldn't even know what to do in a hockey situation. But that's the strength of the council.
Exactly.
That you got the hockey guy, you got the bodybuilder guy, you got the strongman guy, you got the extremity guy, and I should be remiss in saying we have some of the smartest, most attractive specialists in our female population.
Yep.
Some of our girls are the best in the world.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
they've presented on our stage. They've done chiropractic, they've done neurology, they've done yoga, they've done tai chi, they've been our guests, some of the greatest female bodybuilders of all time. Some of the greatest bodybuilders of all time. Some of the greatest athletes with rings on their finger. I love chiropractors. Oh, I was the chiropractor for the world champions. If you're the chiropractor for the world champion, they give you a ring. And I know a few guys that have a couple of them. So that's what the ICA wants to represent. That we've always been in the in crowd of being on the top echelon of sports. Let's keep it going.
Absolutely. And you talked about doing the Arnold for so many years. I don't know if you saw my Facebook post today for my clinic, but I have a picture of myself with Arnold and a picture 20 years ago with my father with Arnold at the same conference. And you see right
Oh,
around my shoulder
great.
here is Lou Ferrigno. I got to meet him at your conference, and I did the
Yeah.
last 9 of the last 10 conferences. And that was
My father never got a picture with Arnold, but he did get a picture with Lee Haney.
oh,
And he looked
excellent,
so happy in that
excellent,
picture. I should
excellent.
post it on the ICA site just to see what happiness is.
Sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
All right, brother.
we got lots of fun stuff coming at you, and keep coming back to this podcast. Dr. Pete's going to get some of those people we just talked about on this podcast with me. We're going to talk about chiropractic and how we can get into different sports realms. We got bored more. Dr. Pete gave a great preview to Dr. Jackson and Dr. Joe and other things that are coming. So keep coming back, subscribe, follow us, like us, and come back for more. Dr. Pete, hey,
And Brent,
thanks.
let me just ask, the one place, maybe the Facebook page, ICA Fitness,
Hmm?
where everybody could comment on these posts and these podcasts,
Oh
and
yeah,
we could post all the fun stuff. I think
yeah,
it is ICA Fitness on Facebook. I think that's the
yep,
one we're using.
yeah. And if
And
you
if
just
we
go
use
to
something else, I'll put on Facebook. Facebook, go somewhere
hmm?
else.
Yeah, just go.
But let's get a
Yeah.
community. Let's get the community going.
Absolutely. We're going to have links on chiropractic.org, which is the ICA main page. If you get there, you'll find us. guarantee you can find us from there.
Absolutely.
I always try to say the easiest website, chiropractic.org is the simplest one, and from there you'll find us.
Can I say one? Can I say one more thing?
Please do.
Whoever trims your beard did a great job. You're looking very good, my man.
I'm not allowed to do it. I did it one time. My wife told me you can't do it no more, and she asked me to go see this guy down. It works out great. So there you have it.
Hey, great man, great,
And of
great,
course, he
great.
became a patient. That's how life works.
All right.
All right,
So
thanks for
we're
joining
making
us.
this podcast. I'll see you in a little while because we're so dedicated. We have a meeting in like 20 minutes.
Yes, non-stop meetings. It's great. So we're
All
planning
right.
and planning and planning. Good
Thanks,
things are
Brandon.
coming. See y'all soon. Bye-bye.
All right, cool.